impacts and negative impacts at the same time. Because of
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Even I'm very thrilled to have a session with you. I know for you, nothing is new for you. If I am saying some words, like everyone always waits for you to have a session and search for you on clapping or whoever joins the clapping, whoever. And it was a dream for me to to have a session with you. So I'm very excited today.
Thank you so much. You're very sweet. But I am assuring you, all the sessions are equally fun. I'm sure. This is, I think, your 59th session. That's what it says on the dashboard. But I'm
Yes,
sure you learned a lot and you enjoyed all of your sessions with other tutors also, right?
yes, yeah, right. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. How are you? How has your week been? I know it's just Tuesday, but I'm still asking.
Yes, yes. Yeah, everything is going good. Even I'm enjoying this journey of learning English and trying to enhance my communication skill and trying to become an advanced speaker. That's why I'm learning these days and trying to listen to many foreigners now, like native speakers. So I'm enjoying this journey and everything is going well.
Your English sounds quite good.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Because I'm practicing every day.
That's good. That's what we need, people who
Yeah.
are ready to practice every day. See, I keep telling my learners, you don't get a six pack by going to the gym just once or twice.
Yes.
You have to constantly
Yes.
keep practicing. You have to constantly be disciplined enough to do it. And I think I can see the results in your efforts. So that's nice.
Absolutely. Thank you.
No problem. All right. So, Rajni, today we're talking about globalization,
Mhm. It
right?
is quite different and difficult, but at the same time, it is a knowledgeable topic. Yeah.
Yeah. So instead of saying it's difficult, why don't we change our language? Why don't we say it's a new challenge I'm looking forward to?
New challenge. Oh, yeah.
Right? So we have to positively encourage our mind. So whenever
Yeah.
even I'm get, when I'm at work and I get assigned something absolutely random,
Mm-hmm.
something that I've never done in my life, I'm always like, wow, I can't wait to learn more about it, or I can't wait to, figure out how people handle this problem or this task, right?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously we have Google, we have all these other methods from which we can learn from other people's experiences or learn how people handle this. So I
Yeah.
think with your efforts, if you also put in correct research, right, I think
Mm-hmm.
it should be fine, because I don't think there are many problems in the world. Like most of the problems in the world have already been solved by someone. So all the
Yes.
answers
Right.
are available on Google technically,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So are you interested in the topic globalization?
Not much, but let's see. I won't talk about that.
All right, great. So first thing I'll ask you is, what is the first thing that comes to your mind when I say globalization?
Well, as per my knowledge, we have studied this topic in our 10th standard or in 12th, 11th standard. So from there, what I can recall is only import and export, and but now it has changed, and now we can say the technology is also there, and we can say the movement of goods, services, and technology, and moreover, the MNCs are also investing in the different parts of the world. So now everything has changed and improved, and not only about goods, services, and technology. Even people are also moving to the different countries for jobs, for better income, and for better education. So
Yes,
I think all these things are connected. Now the world is connected. Like all our countries are working together. So yeah, that's the only thing that comes. For first, the only thing that import and export. Yeah.
right, great. So do you think, like personally, from your
Mm-hmm.
experience over the years, right? I mean, I remember when I was a kid, India was so different. Like I'll just give you an example, okay? When I was 10, 12 years old, I was
Mm-hmm.
always fascinated. Like I can't wait to start driving because I was a big fan of cars at that time, right?
Okay.
And at that time in India, we had a couple of cars. We had the Fiat. We had the Ambassador. I think it was still there, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And Santro had just been launched by Hyundai. There were only like maybe 10 choices of cars, if I'm not wrong. Other than the fact that the rich people would import crazy cars, that I'm not considering that. Those are exceptions. I'm talking about the general rule. So now I see there are more than 100 options. Like if you want something, like if you have 10 different, excuse me, if you have 10 different specifications and a budget, you can literally sort through 100 models of cars and decide what works for you, right? So, is there any example in your life where you've realized it, like when you, not before, like I mean before today, obviously, where you realize that, oh, this thing has changed so drastically in my lifespan, in India?
First, yes, I have realized changing the mobile phones. When I was kid, there were only a small Nokia mobile phone with this
Yeah.
buttons and all. Now you can see everything has changed now, and there was no option to have. Even when I was very small, in my village, there was only one home. They have telephone, the phone that has wire and all.
Landline.
So everyone gets phone call there only, from relatives. So from there to here, like now laptops, lappies, and the tablets and the mobile phones, that has changed. And like I have seen it changing gradually. So that is the example in my life. I don't know much about the cars and brands, but I have
Right.
seen this, and the mobile phones are very common in everyone's life. Like everyone is using nowadays and getting benefit from this, like having conversation and learning new things, acquiring new skills, and having if the person is living outside out of the country, they can easily communicate with their kids and with their family. So this is the example in my life, I guess.
Yeah, I think I have a similar experience because when I was in school, again, when I was maybe until the age of 12, we had
Mm-hmm.
one landline at home, right? Landline is like obviously the wired phone at home.
Yes.
And whether it's your parents, your grandparents, we used to live in a joint family, okay? So parents, grandparents, my chachu, my uncle, whatever you want to
Mm-hmm.
call it,
Mm-hmm.
right? All of us got the call on the same landline. So if you're expecting a call, you're like, okay,
Yes.
someone is going to call me from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock. So I have to stay home. I can't leave the house at that time.
Right, right.
So that's a really funny experience because now I see, I recently someone asked me, what is your landline number? And I just went, we don't have a landline. And then it
Yeah,
just hit me like, wow, times have changed so much because now everyone has
exactly.
their individual mobile
Everyone.
phones
Yes.
and,
Yes.
we can just connect to anyone at any time, right?
Even the
So that's,
person is earning minimum, still he has a mobile phone.
yeah,
Because
it's become
it's
a,
now it became the need also. Like we cannot live without this mobile phone now.
yeah. You can also say it has become a necessity.
Yeah, necessity. Yes,
Can you say that sentence for me, please?
it became necessity now for
Yes,
everyone.
it has become a necessity.
It has become a necessity. Okay.
Yeah, awesome. All right. Now we've already spoken about how we have changed, we have seen the change in our lifetimes, right? Now I'll ask you, is it a good thing or a bad thing for the country? Okay, for any country you can say, not just India. Is it a good thing or a bad thing that globalization has kicked in?
According to me, it has both the aspects, like positive impacts and negative impacts at the same time. Because of the globalization, now it has increased the world trade first, second the foreign capital. Because
Right.
I have been preparing for banking exam during pandemic, so I know about the capital. Like foreign capital and has increased because of, in some countries the FDI limit also has increased because of
Yeah.
that. And the we can say people are getting more employment, like employment also has risen because of, some people are not getting government job here in India, so they, even maybe in different countries also, they are able to do their jobs and they are able to, use their skills,
So
leverage
you can say offer
leverage
their services. Yeah.
Yes, yes. How can I use this leverage word here if I want?
You can say leverage their skill set.
Skills, skill set.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yeah. This is a good thing, but again, and yes, one more thing is, like, in the market now, like there is a high competition, and because of this high competition, I guess the quality of the services and goods also has improved a lot.
Yeah.
And if I talk about the bad thing, first I have observed that is the negative impact on the environment. And because in many countries there are not like strong rule and regulations, and because of that MNCs are not taking care of that much about it, and they are just doing their work and continuing doing whatever they want to. And because of that, even and the effect is like very, we can say very minimum, but still it shows, it reflects in long term. We can say the highest impact in the long term. So I guess this is one bad. And second is the people who are not who doesn't have much, the people who don't have much resources to do these services at the minimum prices and all that. So I guess they are also facing this challenge, having getting this proper competition, and they are not capable enough to compete them. Like, I'm not I
With
don't
them.
know what I'm saying.
Compete with them.
Yes, compete with them.
I know you lost some words at the end. It's completely fine. But I completely understand what your mindset, what you are trying to say basically. So don't worry, you communicated it quite well. All right.
Okay.
Are you still feeling nervous?
No, I'm not feeling nervous. I'm so happy and I'm enjoying talking to you.
That's great. No, because there are some times where you either stutter or instead of saying they don't, you say they doesn't, right?
Yes, yes.
So these are small things that either you're losing your focus or you're nervous. That's why you're making these mistakes. So I was just curious. I was asking you for that. All right. So what I want you to do is I want you to go through this recording again. You can watch it
Mm-hmm.
at 2 times speed or 3 times speed, whatever, how much ever time you have to invest in this. But I want you to try to find some mistakes that you don't make. All right. So, just imagine you're watching yourself and somewhere in the recording, you'll say something and then you'll ask yourself, I don't usually make this mistake. Why did I make this mistake? Okay.
Yes.
You have to analyze, see why that happened. Now, that situation could be anything. I've seen learners who come up the session, like they've literally sat down and started the session, right? So when I see that happen, like let's say I've taken 10 sessions with you, I know what your baseline is when you're when you're speaking, your speed, the way your mind thinks, right?
Mhm.
Then I see a small change, I'll ask them, listen, was there something different about today's session? And they'll say, yeah, I was late, so I ran, and as soon as I came home, I didn't even remove my shoes, I just started the session. So I'll tell
Mhm.
them, take a minute, take some deep breaths, calm yourself down, reset your mind, and then we'll start talking. So
Mhm.
these things are really important because in the real world, when you're having a conversation with either your boss, shareholder, you're at a networking event and you're talking to a potential employer, right? You
Mhm.
need to be aware of the variables outside of your mind, right? Whether it's
Yes.
panic, nervousness because you're meeting your, dream job employer or whoever it is, right? So
Yes.
there are some things that we can improve in ourselves, which you're doing perfectly well. You're practicing, you're using
Mhm.
new words, which is very nice. You're trying to string some words together to express your thoughts, which is very good. Right? But now
Mhm.
we can also start focusing. Just start. Don't become an expert in that right now, but slowly start focusing on the things around you. Okay.
Okay.
So if you
Mhm.
notice, whenever we look at athletes, whenever we look at any person in sports, right? You know
Mhm.
how we have you ever heard of Cristiano Ronaldo?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean he's quite famous, but you've heard of him, right?
Mhm.
So
Yes.
one good thing I like about him is that he knows what his strengths are. He knows what he's good
Mhm.
at. So on the football
Mhm.
pitch, what he does is he'll make sure he's in a position to take advantage of those strengths. He'll
Okay.
avoid being in a place. So let's say he knows that okay, in front of goal I'm really good, right? So he'll
Yes.
stay there. But if he knows
Mhm.
that when defending he's very bad, he'll avoid
Mhm.
defending altogether because he
Mhm.
doesn't want people to look at his weaknesses at all, right? So
Yes.
what I'm trying to say is when you look at your videos, try to focus on your strengths and try to see
Mhm.
where you get uncomfortable, where you start getting
Mhm.
nervous, right?
I
And then when that situation is developing, try to go the other way where you are good. All right.
yeah. Yeah, I think I know my problem because I am trying to use. I have started using some new words. I'm trying to get some new words in between, and that's why I guess I start thinking in between also, like what I can use here. Because of that, I guess it is happening.
Right. So in the sessions, you don't have to worry about your strengths and weaknesses. Here we are working
Yeah.
to improve your weaknesses, right?
Uh-huh.
But in the real world, I mean, so here we
Mhm.
are doing the analysis on why we are making mistakes. In the real world, when you're having a conversation, try to avoid going in that place where you make mistakes. That's all. Okay. But here it's okay to work on your weakness. You can stay in that weak area. You know, when
Okay.
Ronaldo was training in his training
Mhm.
session in the club privately, he can work on
Mhm.
his defending. He can ask his
Yes.
teammates, "What can I do better to defend?" You know, but in the real world, he will not show that because he doesn't want other people to think or understand that he's bad at something, so that they can take advantage of that. He will not let anyone else take advantage of him like that, right?
Yeah, right.
Correct.
Absolutely.
We have 1 minute left. Let me just quickly talk about you. You honestly didn't make any mistakes. Okay.
Mhm.
There were two words in terms of pronunciation that I want you to repeat. I'm going to
Mhm.
type them in chat. I'm typing them quickly, so if there's a spelling mistake, I'm so sorry, but I think you'll understand. Can you say this word for me?
Competition.
Yeah. So when you were talking, you were saying competition, right? So it's
Competition.
yeah. So it's
Oh,
technically competition. Okay.
competition. Okay.
Yeah, competition. Okay, and the PE is not compete, it's competition.
Competition. Competition.
Yes, perfect. Again,
Okay.
you can look at the recording and you can check it out, okay? Because I have repeated the same words, so you'll see it.
Yeah.
Can you say this for me?
Quality. Quality.
Yeah, so it's KWO. The pronunciation is KWO, quality.
Quality.
Yeah, so you're saying qua. The A is
Okay.
not there. Just imagine the A is not there.
Mhm.
KWOL,
Yes.
quality. Can you say that?
Quality.
Yes, perfect. Quality.
Okay. Okay.
Right? You can write these down. You can practice this before the session or whenever you're doing your own sort of research or
Okay.
practice.
One more word is there. Like some people say conversation, some people say conversation. So what is
It's
the right word?
conversation.
Conversation.
Yes, conversation. Now, there's
Oh,
also a thing called content and content. So,
yes, I
content
know.
is what we watch, what we absorb, and
Yes.
content is when we are happy. Okay.
Satisfied. Yes. Yeah.
Alright. So, session's about to get over at any time. I just want to say bye. It was great talking to you. You're a lovely
Yeah, I
speaker.
have also enjoyed, and it was my dream. For 3 months, I have been searching for you. I was looking for you, but I didn't get any chance to.